Is an exciting morning because we have arrests, we have raids, guys. We have Supreme Court decisions that are literally extending the unconstitutional banning of all the gerrymandering across the states. Big news today, guys. We have Democrats saying the quiet part out loud that illegal aliens are the ones and that are growing these blue states. It is a big show for you today. We are going on multiple raids. And when I say we, I mean the FBI and the MAGA are going on multiple raids across the country to top Democratic officials. The businesses they are to and the businesses they are tied to. And yes, we have already arrested multiple people in handcuffs. You're going to get to see it, guys. This news has broke this morning and it is happening. Multiple arrests have been made in a string of 10 FBI raids across Virginia. The FBI armed SWAT team, guys, armed SWAT team, are actively raiding the office of top Democratic senators, presidents that are connected to these Democrat governors across the United States right now. SWAT team arrived with weapons drawn at nearby businesses tied to the people being handcuffed, guys, that are connected to all these top Democratic officials. This is big, guys. Put it in the chat. I love it. Somebody already put it in. Put hashtag arrest them all. I love it. We need accountability. FBI Director Kash Patel also exposed that the FBI lied to federal activist judges to illegally spy on Donald Trump's campaign during the Biden administration. The Democrats surged abroad to get foreign intel assets to drum up fraudulent information that's now being exposed. That again, everybody, how many times are we truly saying that the dang Democrats rigged the election, stole the election, allowed illegals to vote, mail-in ballots, used and lied to judges to put up this fake dossiers, the Russia collusion, all this stuff that's happening? Guess what? They're getting arrested, guys. We're finally arresting people. You're going to see people in handcuffs. You're going to see people being held accountable, and it's about dang time. We also have it again where now the DOJ, guys, is going after Ilhan Omar. Why? Guys, you cannot make this stuff up, because when they do this stuff, they expose themselves. They show you where they truly are. Minnesota Democrats on the fraud committee. Listen to this. Minnesota Democrats on the fraud committee in Minnesota have blocked a subpoena into Somali Representative Ilhan Omar's involvement in a $250 million fraud scandal. She's refusing to turn over any documents or text or emails regarding her fraud activities with the Somalis. The Democrats are trying to protect her. Again, the fraud committee blocked a federal subpoena into the Somali Representative Ilhan Omar. So guess what? DOJ is getting involved. Because when we're trying to figure out what's going on, we're trying to expose the fraud, waste, and abuse, and you're blocking a representative from turning over the information, what are you doing it for? Who are you trying to protect? And again, guys, this is across the board. Like, this is literally escalating across the board. Over a dozen top DC police officials have been placed on leave and are facing termination after being caught manipulating crime data to make it seem lower than it was before Trump's takeover. They lie. That's all the Democrats know how to do. That's all they know how to do is lie to try to look better, and we're exposing them all. Again, the quiet part is being said out loud. Katie Porter, who is running as the Democratic nominee for governor of California, just said this, and I quote, "Illegal aliens are one of the only ways California has been growing in the recent years." Why? Because they're running people out of their state. They're taxing them to death. Nobody wants to live there. And now they're saying the quiet part out loud that the reason why they're protecting the illegals is that's the only way the state is growing. You have got to be kidding me. And again, guys, I'm telling you, this is amazing news. The Supreme Court gave the green light to move forward with more of the going against the gerrymandering, unconstitutional gerrymandering, giving the green light to these states that have greenlit. And just this morning, Tennessee passed it 9-0. There's no more Democratic districts in Tennessee. Why? Because they racially gerrymandered the one Democratic district we had. And now that we've done it the right way, there's no Democratic. We've gained another seat out of Tennessee. And this is just the beginning, guys. And I have a full chart to show you Trump's domestic agenda, his foreign policy agenda, and everything that they have laid out a plan for. And you're going to get to see point by point by point where everything is at and where it's going and what's the next step. This is a beautiful chart. I want to show you. You're really going to like it. But this is massive, everybody. We are moving forward in America, putting Americans first, holding people accountable, people getting arrested in handcuffs by SWAT, by the FBI. This morning, over 10 raids by the FBI across the nation, hitting up these top Democratic officials and their close people like their lawyers and their businesses. We've got people being handcuffed. We've got the SWAT team guys. This is big, big stuff. I'm telling you, big news today. Want to say thank you to everybody who is watching, to all of our subscribers, all of our viewers. If you're watching and you know what, guys, I'm so sorry. 1 second. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. Thank you to everybody who's watching, to all of our subscribers and viewers. If you're not part of the family yet, hit that subscribe button so we can take care of you every day with the breaking news. And if you haven't already, guys, hit that thumbs up like button. We thank you so much for your support. Thank you to everybody that's helping us out, giving on this channel. Guys, had so much amazing givers yesterday, growing our members, growing our family, and it's all because of you. And remember, when you give on this channel, we partner with you, and on the 22nd of every single month, we donate to a local charity live on stream, a local children's home, crisis pregnancy center, helping out these people that need it the most, these kids that need it the most. But guys, give some special love to Pedro Diaz. Thank you so much, brother Pedro, for your support. Thomas Brewer, thank you so much, brother, for your support. What a blessing. And don't forget, guys, we got our friends at Chapter. What a blessing they have been to over 1,000 people, saving over $1.2 million annually on their Medicare coverage. So call them up. They provide a free service to you guys. We're going to get you hooked up. The number is 667-895-3015. It is all free, so if you're going through any big life change, moving states, changing jobs, big family changes, call them up. They're going to take care of you. The number's at the bottom of the screen as well as in the description. Today's a big day, guys. You're about to see it. Raids across the United States. We're grabbing boxes of information. All these blue states are getting hit, guys. We are arresting people, and it's about dang time because they have gone too long without being held accountable. Check this out, guys. This is big.
Arresting people.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Back to this, and now we can. Federal agents are arresting people in that string of FBI raids across Virginia. This is all connected to an influential Democrat in the Commonwealth of Virginia, State Senator Louise Lucas. They are at her office executing warrants as a part of a major corruption probe. So I want to go back now to Alex Hogan, who's there. Alex.
Hi, Harris. So you can still see that the FBI are behind me. We've been seeing them throughout the morning, bringing boxes in and out. They also told staff members they needed to leave the building. We heard some of those employees coming out saying that they were told they had to leave and they were not allowed back inside. I do want to give you some context of where we are. The FBI not only arriving here at this location, but also at the dispensary, the cannabis dispensary just across the parking lot. And this is a look at what it looked like earlier today with the FBI agents arriving, SWAT teams getting out of their vehicles. vehicles with weapons, telling people inside that cannabis dispensary to put their hands up and to come outside. At least 3 people were taken into custody. Federal law enforcement say that they're carrying out these court-authorized criminal search warrants at more than 10 locations across the state. Again, this is the State Senator Louise Lucas's office behind me, but we're also learning that she is connected to this dispensary here. Senator Lucas is president pro tem, meaning she's one of the highest and most powerful figures in the entire state legislature. And when she arrived here, I asked her about being here as the FBI raided these locations. Take a listen.
Let's go.
Is there anything that we can say about what they're doing?
I don't know what's going on. I just came from another report, so I'm just gonna wait until they tell me.
So again, dozens of members of the FBI arriving here and being here throughout the last hour, taking boxes of documents we could imagine from the office behind.
Guys, again, do you see this? We have arrest. We have accountability happening. We have people that are finally being investigated. And now we're taking it to the next level. Right here, guys, you are seeing this, that these people that have been funneling money, that have been helping out all this gerrymandering, breaking the laws, are finally being held accountable. This is the breakdown. Multiple arrests have been made in a string of 10 FBI raids across Virginia connected to influential Democrat Senate President pro tempore Louise Lucas. SWAT teams came in, weapons drawn. People had to come out with their hands up. Abigail Spanberger, this is a big ally of Abigail Spanberger, the Virginia governor, who has been trying in every single way, guys. She gerrymandered their state districting. That got struck down by a Supreme Court justice. And again, every single facet of where they are trying to cheat, where they are trying to come back and redo the laws, guess what? Boom! We are smacking them down. 9-0, the Supreme Court has rejected a bid to consider their striking down of racial gerrymandering in Louisiana, the Callis ruling, after Alito and Thomas swatted Catania into her place. She gives up. The case is closed. SCOTUS has done the right thing and is ending the decades of Democrat cheating. Guys, here it is right here. We are winning. You appreciate this, guys? Hit the thumbs up like button because it's not stopping here, guys. We have so much more to get to this morning, not only with things looking better in Iran, but I want to show you this, guys, because again, we are digging deep. Minnesota Democrats on the fraud committee have blocked a subpoena into Somali Representative Ilhan Omar's involvement in a $250 million fraud scandal. She's refusing to turn over any documents regarding her fraud activities. The Democrats are protecting her. So guess what? You don't want to turn over evidence. You don't want to be a part of us exposing it. It's because you're a part of it. And now the DOJ is getting involved. Guys, they are exposing themselves every single bit. And again, everything that's coming out this morning, guys, this is as massive as it gets. When we now know that federal activist judges, people lied on Trump, people tried to put him in jail. But guess what? Now that the future is taking place, this is what it looks like, baby. This is what it looks like. It's very, very red. Woo, baby. Let's go. We just passed, and this is getting done. Tennessee is now fully red. All districts are not being gerrymandered anymore. And guess what? There goes another seat that the Democrats have lost because they gerrymandered it. This is a huge win. The red state of Tennessee has officially released the new 2026 congressional map, eliminating the last remaining Democrat who was drawn on the basis of race. And it's not stopping there, guys. We're going to every single state. We are fighting this tooth and nail, everybody. All these things that are happening, this right here, they are cooked right now. Everybody that has been involved and all the lying, the cheating. We're doing raids big time. We've got the SWAT team involved. We got the FBI involved, because every single place that they try to steal, we have Kash Patel. We have Todd Blanche, who is going after all of them. And if you appreciate this, guys, show some love in the chat. Give some love, guys, to Thomas Brewer in the chat. Some love to PDX67 with the 20 gifted TrueLife News memberships. Check your tag, guys. If you got a free membership from Richard, that's his name, for PDX67, show him some love in the chat. Our boy Jim Barbato with the 5 gifted TrueLife News memberships. Give JB some love in the chat. What a blessing. Robert Cash, thank you so much, brother. Said accountability, truth, and justice. Finally, guys, check this out, because we're only getting started.
Let me just get your thoughts on the redistricting wars, and how this is so, so important for us right now. And President Trump basically having to whip his own votes here is once again where people are just, oh, well, let Trump take care of it. Let Trump take care of it. That's the guys fighting a war, fighting all the geopolitical situation. We're going to talk in a moment about the Pope. He's got Rubio going to talk to the Pope. He's doing everything in the world. He doesn't have time to talk to state senators in South Carolina. That shouldn't be part of his job description, to take an unconstitutional district and flip it to a constitutional district, sir.
Yeah, you're exactly correct, by the way. The point is, these districts are not valid anyway. They're not valid for 2 reasons. Number one, the last census was not done correctly. And that's not my opinion. That's the Census Bureau itself admitting that it wasn't done correctly. And then on top of that, because of a perversion of the Voting Rights Act over decades.
Sorry, guys. I just saw something. I'm going to pull it over in a moment. We got another state that just passed their new map, eliminating all Democratic seats that were gerrymandered. This is another state, guys. Let's go, baby. Put it in the chat. Red wave. Red wave. I'm starting it off, guys. We've got arrests this morning. We've got the red wave coming this morning. Woo!
We know that we have Americans unconstitutionally and unjustly balkanized into effectively racial silos, which is totally unconstitutional, which doesn't match up in any way with American principles. So it's a imperative that we absolutely now redraw these districts. But you're right, we don't have that sense of urgency in far too many state capitals around the country. And it seems like sometimes, Steve, the reddest states are actually the laziest when it comes to these kinds of tasks, which is really infuriating.
No, that's the thing, is that you're now down in Tennessee. You see, President's got to call Bill Lee and say, hey, and that's Cohen. These guys, you got Benny Thompson, you have Clyburn, you have Cohen. I mean, these ought to be top targets regardless. The fact that they're in unconstitutional districts just adds to it. But
right.
Give people a minute on the way things roll in Chicago, because now they're saying, hey, we're going to take all the Republican districts in Illinois. The Democrats play a different game, don't they?
They certainly do, and they mean business. And by the way, we can learn from them as far as tactics. We don't want to learn from them on principles at all, right? Because they have none. But regarding tactics, there are things we can learn from them. It kind of reminds me, for example, of Nancy Pelosi. I have to tell you, as horrible as she was for America, there were times when I would say, man, if we had a Nancy Pelosi on our side, if we had that kind of a Speaker of the House who's a gangster, who used, even though she's not from Chicago, she used a lot of Chicago tactics. So you're right. Now in Illinois, they're talking about, and the map of Illinois is already laughable. It is so ludicrously gerrymandered, but they might go even further. They want to one-up Virginia right now. And what Virginia did with Northern Virginia, where Northern Virginia now dominates the entirety of the state, the entirety of Old Dominion, Chicago is probably going to end up doing to the rest of Illinois. So when they bring a gun to the fight, we can't show up with just our fists, right? We've got to at least show up with a knife, preferably with a gun, when they show up with a gunfight with a gun.
Are they proposing, somebody told me they're trying to work a map that would take all Republican representation in Illinois and get rid of it? I mean, Pritzker wants to top what Newsom did in California, correct?
Yeah, no, that's exactly correct. And the only way to do it, by the way, because the state is so red once you get out of the Chicago area, is you're going to literally have to draw a bunch of, sort of snake districts that have enough of Chicago and the Chicago area, the Chicago suburbs, to get to get the district blue, and then you're going to have to go down and disenfranchise people downstate. I mean, there will be some. It's already a laughable map. It will become truly absurd if Chicago, in fact, does it. But yes, they absolutely are talking about it. I'll actually be in Chicago the next couple of days. I hope I can learn more about it. But my point here is, when the Democrats have power, Steve, they are gangsters, okay? They leverage power when they have it. And we don't want to mimic their lack of principles and their soulless.
So I want to show you this, guys, because what you're hearing is the truth. If we do not do what is happening right now to all the states, the Democrats will literally go crazy and take it to the furthest levels. I just showed you. This is the state of Tennessee. Guess what state just released it? Another state, baby, South Carolina, going fully red, eliminating their Democratic seat that was gerrymandered by race. Another state this morning. That's 2 states, guys, already today that have just cleaned house, fully MAGA, fully Republican, helping us to get the red wave for the midterms, baby. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we voted for. Stop with the DEI. Stop with the race baiting. Stop with all the racial gerrymandering. Let's go. Steve Byron says Tennessee never looked so good. Let's go, baby. Guys, show some love in the chat. If you appreciate this, hit the thumbs up like button, guys, because this needs to be seen. People need to have this hope of what is happening. We're holding people accountable. We are winning like we should be winning. This is big, guys. And guys, give it up for Sherry LaSalle. Finally got her membership in place. Let's go. Show Sherry LaSalle some love in the chat, everybody. And don't forget to show Richard, Jim Barbado, Thomas Brewer some love in the chat for their gifted memberships and super chats. What a blessing, guys. This is what winning looks like. We need a red wave. We need 30 to 40 seats added in the midterms to get Trump's agenda done, which I'm going to show you in a moment. We're going to go into detail on this, guys, because this is big. What they've released and what's going on, this whole part is massive. And this is where we got to keep pushing. But I want you to hear this part real quick.
But we can learn from their tactics. And when we earn power, when we have earned it from the people, it's time to employ it correctly and ruthlessly. Wisconsin goes, so goes America. I'm in Wisconsin right now. That's beautiful Lake Michigan behind me. It's great to be here in springtime. I'm here working on behalf of Tom Tiffany for the 2026 election. And let me tell you why this matters, even if you live nowhere near Wisconsin. If we have a Republican governor in Wisconsin for 2028 presidential elections, that means that we have a chance to have election integrity, particularly in places like Milwaukee that cheat systemically. So the whole of America should pay attention to Wisconsin 2026. We need Tom Tiffany to be the governor here, in part, so that we can then win in 2028. The Democrats target Catholics. And I don't mean target with just harsh words. I mean prosecutions, criminal targeting. It's a war on faith. It's a war on families. And we now have the proof, in their own words, from the highest levels of the DOJ of Joe Biden, a supposedly devout Catholic. And yet, many bishops, from the Pope himself to numerous American church leaders, they take every opportunity to step into partisan politics and align themselves overtly with the Democrats, even as those same Democrats target us. Why?
And guys, I have to show you this because I'm telling you, what really bothers me is that every single time we are getting more and more evidence over what is happening, over what is taking place against stealing our country right in front of our eyes. Listen to this. This is what Kash Patel said. Every single day, we're finding more and more of things being stolen. Check this out.
The dossier, which now everyone has said, when I first saw it, I said, let's just do some investigative 101. Does that hotel with that room even exist in Moscow? It doesn't. It literally doesn't exist.
Whoa. This is the first I'm hearing it. What? Come on.
Serious. So we looked it up. Doesn't exist. The A hotel exists. Not with that room. Not in that location. It's available on the internet. Anybody at the FBI could have verified that. They didn't do it on purpose because the narrative, the salacious and fake narrative against Donald Trump was what they wanted out there to kneecap his presidency. The dossier, which now everyone has said, when I first saw it.
Do you see this, guys? Everything was made up. And I want you to listen to this because across the board, they're saying the quiet part out loud.
Go ahead. It's the job of the California governor to protect every single Californian. The sanctuary state policy is designed to make sure that our state resources, the taxpayer dollars, the public servants that we have are focusing on doing their jobs, which is not cooperating with the federal immigration authorities. These are Californians. They contribute to our economy. They pay taxes, and they're one of the only ways that our state has been growing in recent years.
Wait, what? Listen to this again, guys. I'm telling you, they're losing it. This is the woman running for governor in the state of California.
Immigration authorities. These are Californians. They contribute to our economy. They pay taxes, and they're one of the only ways that our state has been growing in recent years.
They're one of the only ways our state has been growing in recent years. Illegals. You can't make this crap up, guys. I'm so, we are going to expose this at every facet that we can, but you just heard the person running for the Democrat position for governorship in California saying we have to protect illegals because that's the only way California is growing. Everybody's leaving us because we don't know how to run a dang state. And every single turn, guys, common sense is winning out. The more people see our videos, the more people see this common sense news, they're sitting back and thinking, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound good. No. And again, they are showing themselves, and what you're about to see next is the escalation of what is going to come to Ilhan Omar because of her being protected by the Democrats with the whole Somali fraud. And the more that this happens, the more it looks like she 100% is involved with it. Listen to this.
Hi, Harris. Democratic Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar did not meet the deadline to produce documents and communications with defendants from that massive Feeding Our Future scandal, and she doesn't have to. The Minnesota House Committee on Fraud Prevention and State Agency Oversight made the unprecedented move of trying to subpoena Omar to produce the records. That subpoena required a 2/3 vote of the committee, and the vote failed 5-3, with the vote falling strictly on party lines. Every Republican voted in favor of the subpoena. Every Democrat voted against.
There's an investigation to be had, and this is a subpoena for the information. If there is nothing to be found here, then there's no problem issuing this subpoena. So let's bring light to the darkness.
Part of the reason that I was resisting the subpoena is the lack of confidence that it would be used, that any information we get would be used to gain actual insights. And in fact, just the opposite, that the activities in the committee have tended to prioritize, in my view, political theater and not going after fraud.
Omar championed the 2020 Meals Act, which removed guardrails on COVID relief money, and Republicans say it opened the gates for the program to be exploited to the tune of $250 million. Meals were billed to taxpayers and never delivered. Now, evidence in the trial for Amy Bach, convicted as the ringleader in Feeding Our Future scandal, showed multiple communications with Omar and her office. However, back in January, Bach told our Alexis McAdams there were no substantive communications with Representative Omar. Harris, back to you.
But if there wasn't no substantive communications with Ilhan Omar, then why are you so opposed to exposing what's already there? And guys, this is a wake-up call right now. I want to show you every single person that was backed by Trump. We are rooting out the rhinos right now, guys. Look at this. This is existing in the state of Indiana. 5 backed Indiana State Senate candidates beat incumbents in the GOP primary. These are 5 Trump-backed candidates. Look at this. DeVries beat Dernulik, Schumacher built Rogers. Man, they got some crazy names. Fector beat Holdman, Powell beat Buck, and Davis beat Walker. Every Trump-backed GOP candidate beat the incumbent, who some of these guys literally voted with Democrats, didn't want to redistrict, and tried to hold back the GOP from getting more seats, and now they've lost. They've lost because America is fed up with the steal. Guys, show Laura Beth Clark some love in the chat. Thank you so much for joining our family. Thank you so much, Laura. Show Laura some love in the chat. MAGA Magikmo with the 5 gifted True Life News memberships today, baby. Let's go. Show MAGA Magikmo some love in the chat. Check your tags, guys. If you got a new beautiful star around your next to your tag on YouTube, give some love to them. And guys, I wanted to show you this because this is big. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, this is a clear view of Trump's agenda. Okay, I want to zoom in from left to right. Drill, baby, drill. Done. Secure the border. Done. Most favored nations drug pricing. Done. Deport criminal illegals. In progress. Stock market at new heights. Done. Restore manufacturing. In process. Address fraud. Working on it. Look at foreign policy. Restore lethality of American armed forces. We're not the Department of Defense. We're not on the back, not on our back. We are on the offensive. Department of War. Resolve foreign conflicts. Impose tariffs. Restore Venezuela's oil to the free market. Control every oil choke point, which we are doing right now. We are winning, guys. This is an amazing chart to show you the foreign and domestic agenda of President Trump that is kicking butt right now. And guys, give it up for our boy CP with the 10 gifted True Life News memberships, guys. Show our boy CP some love in the chat, guys. What a blessing. Guys, y'all are amazing. Growing our family members. Let's go, baby. And what I love is that everywhere you turn, guys, what you are about to hear, we are exposing them all. Listen to this.
There, you're not deterring the bad guys. You're letting them in. Texas Congressman Brandon Gill joins us now. Congressman, can we impeach this guy?
Well, he certainly deserves it. I mean, this is a judge who's made it his mission to wage courtroom jihad against the American people, in particular conservatives. I mean, the American people what they want is really simple. They want to live in safe communities with economic opportunity and cultural stability. And a key part of that is locking up bad guys, particularly bad guys who want to kill the president. You know, this is a judge this is the second time, as you mentioned, he has a long history of letting bad guys on the loose. Just recently, a few months ago, he dismissed charges against somebody who made plain threats against the life of the president. Now you have this. A man who actually attempted not just to assassinate the president, if that's not bad enough, but basically to massacre the entire executive branch. This is somebody who should be in jail for a long, long time, but this judge needs to go as well.
What kind of message does that send the country, especially the left, when you have a sitting judge in the district apologizing and trying to make life more comfortable for a wannabe assassin?
Yeah, well,
I just have to say, the statement that Jesse Waters just said is so out there. It's so unimaginable that if you would have said this 20 years ago, everybody would have said, there's no way. No way would a judge say that. No way would a judge do that to somebody who is attempting to assassinate not only Trump, but maybe his wife who was sitting next to him and the cabinet team, and he's going to apologize. Are you out of your mind?
I would put it this way. The economist Adam Smith said it best, that mercy to the innocent is cruelty, mercy to the guilty, is cruelty to the innocent. And that's what you see right here. The message is clear. You have left-wing politicians in Washington who are referring to Republicans as Nazis and the Gestapo, who are talking all the time about the horrible things that Republicans are doing to destroy democracy. And then you have judges who, whenever bad guys act on that rhetoric, give them a slap on the wrist. That's a problem. The message is that violence against Republicans is okay. And I think that that's why affinity for political violence is rising on the left in a way that it's not on the right side of the political spectrum.
Yeah, not only do they think it's okay, or they're, maybe not okay, but giving it a little bit of a wink and a nod here. We know what they're doing, but they're saying if you complain, you're exploiting it. Like if someone tries to shoot you, you're not allowed to talk about it because that's exploitation. What's that?
I think President Trump has every right to complain about lunatics who are trying to assassinate him, especially in the face of Democrat politicians who basically turn the other way or make jokes about how the First Lady is an expectant widow, and then how whenever you have judges who give their sort of tacit acquiescence to violence. He has the right to say whatever he wants about this.
Well, he's a vegan. We just hope he gets his vegan meal. And a window, maybe, just maybe not a foot massage from the...
Guys, let me show you this. This that is happening this morning is one of the first that I'm seeing that's going to come to light. This woman, Fox News on the scene in Virginia, where the FBI is raiding the office of Virginia Senate President pro tempore L. Luis Lucas, a Democrat and close ally of Virginia Governor Spanberger. Fed law enforcement that there is a connection to a major corruption probe, and the FBI is serving multiple search warrants approved by a federal judge at her office and the next door cannabis dispensary, which she is involved with in business. This person, and again, close ally of the governor of Virginia, raids like crazy right now. Multiple arrests, SWAT team involved. That's how big it's getting. That we are going after all these people that essentially have been aiding, helping so many of these Democrats try to, in a sense, work their way through the law to do what? Break the law to gerrymander the state of Virginia and then get it struck down by the Supreme Court? No, things are changing, guys. Things are changing. Just like this that was released by Trump as the new ICE rebranding. Don't you just love it? Rebranding and name of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Now, every time that the people on the news refer to them, they have to call them nice. They are the nice agents. Guys, is Trump not the most OG troll of them all? Just always thinking so much further ahead, guys. And I wanted to bring you some other breaking news on what's going on, guys, because again, art of the deal is happening this morning. Trump's closing in on the deal with Iran. We've got some really, really good news on that. They paused Project Freedom because they say we're this close, guys. Let's just pray it's actually happening. Check this out because this affects everybody.
Because they're neo-Marxists. Steve Cortez joins me. Let's go back to Tiffany. The reason I love Tom Tiffany is, you remember, Steve, Tom Tiffany is one of the few individuals who go down to the Darien Gap. He went to Central America. He was all with Oscar Blue Ramirez and Ben Berquam and others down there. He wanted to see firsthand, all those from Wisconsin. He understands every state's a border state, every town's a border town. He's one of the, and by the way, Ben and Berquam and Michael Yan and Oscar Blue Ramirez were courageous themselves going down there because, as you know, it's nothing but bad hombres. And right. Tom Tiffany was down there, in a kayak and going around. It's just amazing what he saw down there because he's that kind of dedicated guy. When he was in Congress, he wanted to get to the bottom of the invasion of the country, sir.
Yes, listen, he is rock solid on immigration, which is certainly my number one issue, and I think the number one issue of most voters in America, certainly most America First voters. So I interviewed him today. I'm in Wisconsin right now, in Milwaukee, and I interviewed him for my upcoming documentary. This first one that we're doing on him is about education, because educational standards and test scores have plunged in the state of Wisconsin under...
Oh, sorry, guys. Come on. Sorry, guys. God, we got so much. I don't know what's going on, guys. Sorry, we are offsite. I am at a vacation, guys, but we're still bringing you a breaking news show every single day like we always do. Thank you so much for your patience. We're going to switch over to another video, giving you an update where things are at, guys, because this has to happen. We have to get control of what's going on. Check this out.
And getting ready to go to Beijing for next week and have this great powers discussion. And the Wall Street Journal is reporting that the Chinese Communist Party is, as we've said here over and over again, arming the Persians, particularly with the technology, to do all these advanced drone strikes they're doing, which has gotten to be quite an issue, quite a problem. The announcement after yesterday, starting in the morning at 8 o'clock at the Secretary of War, Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff, about Operation Project Freedom, which was a kind of a mass convoy way to open up Strait of Hormuz. We talked about it in depth yesterday. Then Marco Rubio gets up. And Marco, I do think, because it confused me, Epic Fury's over. And change the goalposts, that the entire purpose, the reason Epic Fury is over is we've taken away the conventional capabilities and the industrial war base of manufacturing. That's done, so we can move on. Then the president leaks or talks about it, goes to Axios. We've got a one-page memo we're working on. He's going to stand down on everything until that's done. But then just puts out a tweet or a Truth Social moments ago that says, hey, we are very close to having something we can agree upon, but if they hesitate or any funny business, we're going to go back to a mass bombing campaign. First off, Bowling, as the markets see it, what are they telling us going on? Because I think it's very tough to take between what people are saying. You have to see what the reaction is of people that are actually betting large amounts of capital right now on their information. What do you got?
Yeah, Steve, all over the place. Last night, I think early in the morning, midnight, 1 o'clock, I texted you the comment that Trump was going to make that said, we're going to pause Operation Freedom, Epic Freedom. And I said, at that point, I said, don't hate me for this. I said, Steve, is this going to be a Taco Tuesday meeting yesterday or Nacho Wednesday meeting? Taco, Trump, all these chickens out. Listen, don't hate me for that. That's what the Wall Street folks are calling it. The oil traders are calling it Taco Tuesdays. Nacho is not a chance Hormuz opens. So we got both of them in the span of about 12 hours. We got great news. Woke up this morning. Markets were very strong on the equity side. So I immediately went to the oil market and it was down $13 a barrel, Steve. It was $89 a barrel this morning from 102 settlement yesterday. And then Trump makes that statement like, well, if they don't be careful, we're going to continue this not only the blockade, but the bombing, the kinetic bombing on them. And it jumped $5 or $7 from the low. It's still, 95, but it was 89 a minute prior. We need these lower prices for our economy. I've been saying a long time, Steve, we're going to get $4.50. Guess what? We have $4.54 in a gallon of gasoline nationally average right now. I've been saying it a long time. We're going to get $5. People call me a panicking. I'm not a panicking. I don't have a political iron in this fire. I'm just telling you what I see of 35 years of oil trading. Gas is going to continue to go up. Even last night when it was 13 lower in the crude, it would still go up for another month or so, and then puts us right in the middle of driving season. What I do believe is happening, something that you and I talked about a long time ago, a few weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. We said that at some point people are going to realize that this is really going to affect the midterm elections greatly. Now we're pushing $4.55 a gallon. 501 is the all-time high under Biden. It took him out of the White House. And I have a hunch that at a new high, and if we don't solve this thing quickly, a new high, will take Republicans out of the House, certainly, potentially the Senate as well. Who knows what happens in the White House?
Trita Parsi was on here 3 weeks ago, I think, roughly, and said, you're never going to get to some long-term, detailed 100-page document that's signed on, like the battleship Missouri. That's not going to happen. He says, I don't think you're ever going to get, the best you're ever going to get is maybe some brief memorandum of understanding. Today, they're talking about this one pager will lead to, it's contingent upon signing a definitive deal later. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that the Persians, because to get them even to get a one pager is taking weeks and weeks and weeks, and we're not there yet. If they follow their negotiating strategy, it's years before you get to the definitive one. So you're gonna get a one pager, all agree to it, and then bring everybody home. Is that the plan?
Well, Steve, you of all people that know the answer to that, it's the man I'm looking at right now, because there's a kinetic war. You're fighting the war on the ground, in the air, on the sea. But there's also a war of let's call it public opinion, certainly, but even more so the rhetoric, right? So this shooting back and forth between the Iranians. We're not done. We've a lot more. We will, blow boats out of the water. We'll hit UAE. We'll declare war in the Middle East. Versus Trump saying, you know what? They're finally playing ball. Market's correct. Then he says we're going to blow them off the face of the earth within 12 hours. They revert in the wrong way. Right after that, he has to think about the midterms. Some would say that he doesn't care about the midterms. If he cares about conservatives, he'll think about the midterms. We're never,
guys,
ever.
I want to show you this because, again, to me, Trump's playing 4D chess. There's lots of stuff happening across the United States right now. But this was just announced moments ago. J.D. Vance announced that 186,000 people, dead people, are collecting SNAP benefits. And they said, well, Joel, how much does that equate to in amount of money per year? It's around $500 million per year. $500 million per year. And again, you do this, they always do this over 10 years. So 500 million times 10 is what? $5 billion. $5 billion. And this is, again, every single penny adds up. $39 trillion in debt. Why? Because this continues to happen. Every single time that the Democrats have blocked or tried to stop audits or tried to keep people from checking the rolls, checking the audits, and when we push through and we persevere, look what we find. And I promise you there's going to continue to be more. And this is where people are so fed up with this. Gen Extra, thank you so much for your support. Let's go. Said people voting Democrat for cheap gas are idiots. They will raise it even higher. They will. Jim Barbato, thank you so much, JB, for the super chat. Let's go, baby. Show Jim Barbato some love in the chat. I want you to see this, guys, because again, now that we are taking a stronger stance in what they're talking about with this plan that's happening, they say they're closing in on a deal, and I want you to hear from a guy who's literally on the inside.
Are reportedly closing in on a deal to end the war as President Trump pauses Project Freedom.
Peter Ducey is live at the White House with the details. Peter.
And how long would a deal like that be? Now we know. 1 page, 14 points. That is what is being hashed out between the U.S. and Iran, according to a report just out in Axios. Something could come together in the next 48 hours, according to this report, that also says this is the closest the two sides have been to resolving their differences since the shooting started in February. And it follows President Trump yesterday deciding to stop a military campaign in the Strait of Hormuz. He posted, this is why. Based on the request of Pakistan and other countries, we have mutually agreed that while the blockade will remain in full force and effect, Project Freedom, the movement of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, will be paused for a short time to see whether or not the agreement can be finalized and signed. And Secretary Rubio insists the main part of the war is over.
Operation Epic Fury is concluded. We achieved the objectives of that operation. I'm not going to, we're not cheering for an additional situation to occur. We would prefer the path of peace. What the president would prefer is a deal. He would prefer to sit down, work out a memorandum of understanding for future negotiations that touches on all the key topics that have to be addressed, a full opening of the strait so the world can get back to normal.
And something kind of tricky is the schedule. President Trump is getting ready to make his biggest trip of the year, possibly the biggest trip of his second term so far, to China next week. He initially delayed this trip a couple weeks ago because he wanted to be in the United States stateside to oversee men and women in combat. There was a war going on. If the shooting starts back up, it is unclear if he will still be able to travel overseas. Back to you.
But, the foreign minister did visit China. Do you think, Peter, just with all your vast knowledge, that has anything to do with the fact that they seem to have come across more compliant?
Yes, and President Trump has put out publicly and privately messages to the Chinese. Do not help the Iranians right now. We're trying to isolate them. We're in a war with them. Do not help them out. So the Chinese are very cognizant of that. They don't want to upset President Trump before this big state visit. So yes, I think that these things are all connected.
Yeah, in theory, they're not getting any oil, right? In theory, they're not getting any oil, so it's depleting their reserves too.
All right.
This is big, everybody. And I wanted to just give you a really quick update because President Trump is hilarious. He's saying that he's going full beast mode on the ballroom, which is hilarious. If you appreciate this, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button. He said that they are going to be installing 6-inch glass in the ballroom at... Here, I'm pulling this over right now. 6-inch glass. This is the thickest glass that they have to make sure that it can repel even some very strong weapons. Look at this. It'll have windows thicker than any ballroom I've ever built. 6 inches thick. This can repel a lot of different weapons. Everybody likes it, especially since last Saturday evening, because it'll have a little thing called security. Guys, you got to give it up for him. Because if there's one thing that he's going to do, because remember, it's not just for him. It's literally for everybody that's a part of the White House. So it's not just like it's, Trump's just doing it for himself because he's just always selfish about himself. Like, no. This is for all people involved with this. And I wanted you to see this, guys, because again, now that this is paused, we are stepping into some more negotiations, and it's big.
We suspect the president is letting the Iranians save face. The enemy just yesterday said they controlled the strait. That was obviously a lie. And watching the Americans escort ship after ship out of the Gulf, and them not being able to do anything about that was going to be humiliating. Not only were they going to lose whatever military prestige they had left in the region, their negotiators weren't going to be able to fight for their position after they lost their last bargaining chip. The commander-in-chief must believe that the Iranians are serious about surrendering if he's going to pause Project Freedom for the sake of a deal. Because you could also continue Project Freedom during the negotiations. You do want to get these foreign ships moving. The president must know what he's doing. And we're about to find out how insane in the brain the regime really is. The choice is theirs.
It could be one that leads them to reconstruction, to prosperity, and to stability, and to not posing a threat to the world. The alternative is growing isolation, economic collapse, and ultimately total defeat. I know what the right choice is for Iran. I hope that the people over there making decisions will make the right one.
The Iranians realize they're not dealing with Barack Obama. They're not going to string us along for 2 years. John Kerry hands them a check and they make a promise they know they'll break.
He was giving them cash. He sent plane loads of Boeing 757, took the seats out and put green cash, $1.7 billion in the plane.
Wow.
Every bank in Virginia, D.C., and Maryland was stripped of their cash. And after giving them tens of billions of dollars, they screwed Obama, okay? That's not the way we play. No, we do it the old-fashioned way.
This is why they tried to kill him. Remember, the Iranians were caught planning an assassination. But now, they've never been under this much pressure. And the United States knows it. Nearly 3/4 of Americans say Iran is losing. Even 60% of Democrats agree. When you have the Democrats agreeing with Trump, that's when you know it's over.
And again, ain't playing around, everybody. This just happened moments ago. Look at this right here. U.S. forces disable vessel in Gulf of Oman attempting to violate the blockade. U.S. forces operating in the Gulf of Oman enforced blockade measures by disabling an Iranian-flagged unladen oil tanker attempting to sail toward an Iranian port. Not today, baby. Guys, this is America. The U.S. forces disabled the tanker's rudder by firing several rounds from the 20-millimeter cannon gun of a U.S. Navy. Dang, 20 millimeters. That's a thick bullet. Let me see. That's a millimeter. I mean, we're talking about like, I mean, it's probably like that. Probably that big of a round. Cannon gun of a U.S. Navy FA-18 Super Hornet launched from USS Abraham Lincoln. Hosna is no longer transiting to Iran. Woo, baby. Do not mess with the United States Navy, baby. Hey, you know what's crazy is just remember whenever Trump was talking about the Navy and talking about how he wanted to restore the Navy and this and that, this was all in the back of his head, guys. They had been planning this for a long time. And now it all makes sense. Robert Cash, thank you so much, brother, for the support. Show Robert Cash some love in the chat. Martin Gonzalez, we appreciate you so much. Jim Barbado with the super chat. Let's go, baby. Show them guys some love in the chat. Don't forget to show our boy Thomas Brewer some love in the chat. PDX67, Maga Magicmo. Thank you so much to these amazing people growing the memberships, guys. What a blessing. Chris Prez. CP in the chat. This is us winning. We don't lose. I mean, I'm telling you, this is what we voted for.
They should wave the white flag of surrender. In hockey, they say, uncle, right? When are they gonna cry uncle?
Are the Iranians going to cry uncle before American drivers? Stocks did hit another record high today, and oil was down $4 a barrel, but prices at the pump were high, $4.50 a gallon. Will it go higher? Well, we're about to find out. The president says it's going to go down soon. And the Secretary of State says, imagine the alternative.
If Iran had a nuclear weapon and they decided to close the straits and make our gas prices like $9 a gallon or $8 a gallon, we wouldn't be able to do anything about it because they have a nuclear weapon. And a nuclear-armed Iran could do whatever the hell they want with the straits, and there's nothing anyone would be able to do about it. That's the world none of us want to leave behind. It won't happen under this president's watch, but some future president and future, and the future Americans will have to deal with this. So just one more example of why these guys can never be allowed to have a nuclear weapon.
DJ Marco makes a good point, but that is just theoretical for a lot of people. And the president knows he promised this was going to be a quick excursion, and it has been. But he's not going to be pressured or slow-walked into a bad deal. Wiping out the Iranian threat is a gift to the next generation of Americans and sets the United States up for a healthy and wealthy 21st century. The president appears to be very committed to taking care of the Iranian nuke program once and for all.
They really shouldn't test the will of the United States, at least not under President Donald Trump. He has proven time and again that he will back up what he says. And if they test him, ultimately they will lose. The hard way, the easy way, the long way, the short way, they will lose.
Cliff May is the founder and president of the foundation.
Guys, and this, again, oh my goodness. I love this. And what I love is that the more and more that the people continue to say like, oh, Trump is a taco. Trump doesn't do anything. He doesn't move forward with anything. We are doing negotiations with the #1 terrorist organization in the world. Trump relays this message to them again. Trump says if agreement isn't reached with Iran, the bombing starts. We'll just go back. We'll keep decimating them even more. They'll keep losing it even more. And all the while, guys, while you're seeing all this, we're here at home, and a lot of people want to make sure that Trump is safe. We just had another attempt. Somebody shot at J.D. Vance in his motorcade. And again, everybody's questioning the Secret Service because while Trump and J.D. Vance and his team are changing the entire global landscape, people keep getting too close. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button. Show Ashkenazi Zionist some love in the chat. Let's go. Thank you so much, Ashkenazi Zionist and Sherry LaSalle, for the 5 gifted True Life News memberships. Let's go. Growing the family. 5 new memberships. If you check your tags, if you got a free membership from Sherry LaSalle, show her some love in the chat, everybody. And give some love to Loretta Wilson with the super chat. I love it. Guys, show Loretta some love in the chat. We appreciate you so much for helping us grow. This is us growing our giving. Remember, we donate on the 22nd of every single month to a local charity, and we are making it happen. We're helping out these innocent kids. Check this out.
We love those who serve to protect this president. It's not an easy job. It's a very tough job. But the way you saw that magnetometer come down and other Metropolitan Police or TSA agents leaning against the wall there, what struck you?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of changes from Director Curran on that front. I think the worst part about the magnetometer, I believe there are 2 units there. The one coming down is not the taking down of the magnetometer. You can shut the checkpoint down if you need to. It's that 2 of the agents and officers, or officers at that scene, were distracted by taking the magnetometer down. I think that's the larger problem. When you look at the reaction of the Secret Service in total, the inner perimeter, you have an inner, middle, and outer perimeter in these security sites, just about at every site, right? If you go look and you see the B-roll on it, you'll see the CAT team responds around the counter-assault team, the SWAT team, and the black BDUs responds around President Trump, and the close shift to him, the Presidential Protection Division guys, the PPD guys, the shift, evac them out pretty quick. So the inner perimeter, I don't really have any concerns with. I think the Secret Service is going to do a really, really thorough after-action report in the middle perimeter. I think you're going to see a lot of changes. One of the things I'd like to see is I would like to see a dramatic expansion of the counter-assault team, our SWAT guys. The time to play nice and, look nice in the suits is over. Let's get a pipeline from the special forces. Laura, you have a 35-year-old Green Berets who've got 20 good years of service in them. They might not want to stay in the military the whole time. The government could use you. Pipeline them right to the counter-assault team, double, triple the size of it, get them at the middle perimeter. Because one last point, what worries me is not the first guy going through who charges the checkpoint like that. Right. It's the second, third, and possibly 10th guy after that. You get a counter-assault team there, you got a real force to hit back.
Just the kind of casual nature of that whole breakdown, it just seemed very odd to me. A question that just regular folks still have. Why did Vance get moved off the stage, the dais, before the president did? Is there a reason for that?
No, I don't think there was any particular reason. I think Vance is just younger, and he's just, the president's a big guy, Laura. You've been around him. He's well over 6 feet. He's got, when he comes in to shake your hand, he moves you. You have to brace for impact like an offensive lineman. He's a big guy. I just think the Vance is just younger, was closer to that side, but they don't typically take if there's multiple protectees at the same site, they won't typically take them out the same way for obvious reasons. If there were a secondary attack at that point, then you could hit both protectees. So there's nothing particularly unusual about how they did it. I just think, the vice president was closer to the side of the stage, and they just got him out there quicker. I didn't really see any issue with that.
Yeah, they moved him off first. Trump, it was a matter of seconds, but it was just, you're used to seeing the president moved off really quickly. But then one of the former agents said, well, they thought he was most secure where he was because of where the agents, they didn't know perhaps what was going on the other part of the perimeter. He was safe exactly where he was. Dan, the president is so loyal to his Secret Service agents, obviously, because they put their life on the line for him every day. Do you think, knowing him as you do, that he, behind the scenes, is asking for a real deep dive here to ensure that when he's out in the midterms campaigning, that this is as buttoned down as possible?
Yeah, I mean, I worked for him, and this is the no screwing around president. I mean, he just doesn't accept second best. And Laura, I want you in the audience to keep in mind, there's no precedent for the threat level around this president. If you imagine the threat as a footprint, we're talking like a Bigfoot-sized foot here. There's never been anything like this in Secret Service history. If there's 1 to 100 threat level, like this guy's 99, and I only say 99, because something else, God forbid, could happen. I mean, there's nothing like this. So he understands that. The Secret Service understands it. And I think I hate the term, reimagining and all this other flowery, euphemistic crap. But I think it's really time to kind of reimagine the threat footprint around the office of the presidency, because this guy broke the mold and he doesn't accept second best. I'm sure he's asking for answers.
Yeah.
All right, Dan.
And I counted it, guys. If you didn't know, it was exactly 7 seconds from the time that Trump was moved off second after J.D. Vance was moved off. 7 seconds. A lot of people try to say other different things. There's so much happening, guys. Just know that, again, where Trump was at and where J.D. Vance was at, J.D. Vance, I'm pretty sure they say was closer to where the potential shooter was at, and that they already had security around Trump. But I wanted to, again, there's big stuff happening today. We're going to find out a lot, but everybody, this is the way it's supposed to be done. When you have the art of the deal and you show maximum force, you can protect and get the best outcome. Not settle for us giving them billions of dollars like dang Obama did. And guys, y'all show some love to Mr. Tracy J. Norby. Hey, thanks so much, brother. Thank you for the hair compliment. Appreciate you so much, brother. If y'all are watching, you're not part of the family, guys, hit that subscribe button so that we can take care of you every day with the breaking news. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up like button. What a blessing everybody is that's here today supporting our family. Guys, don't forget our amazing friends at Chapter. This is an amazing company that has helped out so many people. Over 1,000 people on this channel save so much money, $3,000 a year, $5,000 a year on their health care costs with Medicare. And it's free, guys. That's the best part about it. It's free to you. The number is 667-895-3015. So if you're going through any big life change, guys, call them up. Tell them that Joel sent you from TrueLife News. You're going to be taken care of. And I love it because they've done such a blessing. Call Chapter up and you'll be blessed. Guys, I want to give some special love to those that have given, guys. Our boy JB with another 5 gifted TrueLife News memberships. Let's go. Thank you so much, Jim Barbato. Check your tag. Show Jim some love if you got a free membership from him. Show some love to Thomas Brewer, TB, OG of the fam, in the chat, everybody. What a blessing you are, brother, helping us out so much every day, guys. What a blessing Thomas is. We appreciate you, brother. Show our boy Richard, PDX67, with the 20 gifted TrueLife News memberships. What a blessing he is, helping us grow this family. Richard, PDX67, what an OG of the channel. Guys, show Chris Prez some love in the chat. CP with the 10 gifted TrueLife News memberships. Guys, these amazing people giving out these free memberships. Please show them some love in the chat. Guys, show some love to Maga Magikmo for their 5 gifted TrueLife News memberships as well. Guys, just memberships given, growing this family. Thank you so much for your support. Robert Cash, thank you so much, brother, for your support. Been a member for 18 months, baby. Show Robert Cash some love in the chat. Again, Jim Barbato with his 10 gifted TrueLife News memberships. Martin Gonzalez, thank you so much, brother, for your support. Gen Extra, thank you so much for your blessings. Donna Starino, show Donna some love in the chat. And Sherry LaSalle for the 5 gifted memberships. Guys, what a blessing. So many members added to the family today. Show Sherry some love in the chat. Ashkenazi Zionist, Show some love in the chat. Thank you so much, Laura Beth Clark, for joining the family. We appreciate y'all so much. Give us some love in the chat. And thank you to everybody that shares our videos on X, on Facebook. Guys, it helps grow our family. Liking these videos helps grow it. And it just means the world to us because we're here every single day. Even while I'm on vacation, I'm here to serve you and give you the best breaking news every single day. We love you, appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.